Hi, my name is Donovan, and I will be playing the character of Jonas in an upcoming play. The play I will be acting in is called The Giver. It is adapted from a book and movie by the author Lois Lowry, who created the original story and is a very influential writer for his time. The the theater where this play will be performed is the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. It is known for its great authenticity and quality in theatrical venues. I have gone to this Performing Arts Center before to see the musical Funny Girl, which I based my theater attendance and review off of. They have a beautiful proscenium stage that will be outfitted with many props and backgrounds to enable good storytelling. I will be acting out the character of Jonas. Jonas is a 12-year-old with light brown hair and an average body type. The averageness of Jonas's character is partly due to the structure of his community, whereby the community determines many of the details of children that are born from birth to adult life, and they are heavily monitored to make sure everyone is very similar. This is called a utopian community by the book and many people who talk about it. Jonas's appearance comes with one exception to this average nature. He has a very light eye color. The peculiarity of Jonas's eye color is important to the story, both because it links him and the baby Gabriel and is attributed to his ability to grasp emotions and concepts that the other community members cannot. As you can see, the eye to the left is much lighter than the eye to the right, and this would be an example of how Jonas and a few of the other characters, such as Gabriel, and there's only one other in the book, it's a character that's not really shown very much, so it's not too important. But mostly Gabriel and Jonas, they have that light eye color. That's very important to the story. Some background on the story itself was that Jonas was born and raised, of course, in that utopian community that I was talking about, where the details of life are meticulously planned by a group of overseers. And this management includes the knowledge and sensations that people can feel, and they are withheld or altered to prevent emotion. For example, no color is seen by members of the community other than Jonas, other than Jonas and the Giver specifically, which I will get to. But this includes weather. It's always the same temperature. Even like natural hormonal feelings are controlled by certain medications. Basically, this has led to Jonas having a particularly odd and simple view of the world, where there are many things that he does not understand or can't put into reason, or he's kind of being misled to believe some things by the community, and he only begins to understand this when he speaks to the Giver and starts unlocking these emotions that are latent within him. That makes him quite special in the community because nobody else can feel them. So the reason that Jonas is being taught by this Giver is because the community requires a person who is able to feel emotions to hold the emotions and memories of the past from the community so that they don't have to feel them. Unlike his peers, Jonas is able to resist the influence of the community and has sensations that are unexplainable to him. This leads to him being assigned to the job of Giver, and since they choose where he will work, he takes this assignment and he must undergo rigorous training with the Giver, which causes him quite a bit of stress in the middle of the story, as he begins to sort through this knowledge and feels emotions for the first time and can't explain everything in his life like he used to be able to. The previous Giver is this old man, as you can see here. That's not him specifically, but it looks much like him as the story describes. And the Giver gives his knowledge to Jonas, which allows him to feel human sensations of the past that are long gone in this community. This is all done to train Jonas to hold emotions and sensations for the people of the community so that they don't have to feel pain, joy, sorrow, desire, or any other uncontrollable emotion. They also hold back a lot of memories, like I said. So, for example, this elephant that you may see here, they believe those are imaginary creatures because they never see them. The temperature of cold they never feel, and they never really see emotions such as love or pain in reality. I mean, maybe physical pain, but not emotional pain. And now I'm going to talk about One of the major story elements is about this character named Gabriel, who's a baby. And Jonas acquires many feelings from the giver, who is in old age, but he decides that the feelings he has are wonderful and should be experienced by everyone. This increases throughout the story leading to Jonas's insentiment towards the community. He begins to hate them because he learns that a process they call releasing, which they do very often, they say that it makes the members of the community leave. It is in which an individual exits the community. It's the extermination of an individual with a clean and quick poison. This can be done before they're at old age, or when they're at old age, or if they aren't perfect. And this elevates the tension as Jonas wants to save his unofficial brother Gabriel, who is an underweight newborn. And this has led him to be marked for release by the community. This culminates in high-tension climaxes where Jonas goes on the run from his community, carrying Gabriel to a place with less control of human life. Gabriel is the major sort of, he's the anchor of Jonas's, motivations. So Jonas is running away and acting the way he does outside of his normal character. Much of his character development is due to the risk to Gabriel's life that the community poses. And this causes him to kind of hate how the community is controlling all aspects of human life. And throughout the story, I'm going to need to be portraying the emotions that Jonas is feeling. And for example, I've created this wheel of emotions here to show some of the interactions that Jonas is going to have, and I'm going to have to portray these in my actions and how I phrase words and my tones. Jonas must go through many emotions throughout the story. The beginning has a sort of reflective, questioning, and whimsical attitude. He will be anticipating a job selection, which the community decides, of course, to be the giver. And he has faith in his community, but he's also kind of afraid. And he anticipates the future that he can't see. Because he doesn't really know what's going to happen because, he doesn't have any particular interests. And the community noticed that he could feel emotions, but he didn't really know how to explain them yet. So however, this tonation of the character changes throughout the story as the giver unlocks memories from Jonas and has an experience what the community holds in taboo. In the middle of the play, Jonas begins to gain experiences from the giver, and he begins to feel sadness and fear, and he's surprised for the first time as he sees these things that he never saw before, and he begins to have realizations about and difficulties, especially considering the community he's in, as he begins to doubt them, and he doesn't understand what he should believe in anymore. He feels like these feelings that he's having are good, and that they should be shared, but at the same time, it's against the rules for him to do so whatsoever. And I have to act out in the later half of the story. After he discovers the true nature of release, Jonas begins to be afraid, angry, caring, and sorrowful. He cares for Gabriel, and in many scenes where Jonas is receiving memories, I must be able to portray how he is both in mental anguish, but also later sort of finds this very careful respect for it, and he begins to notice how bland his community really is, and how not free the people are. And this is reflected by disgust in everything that's happening around him. He's maybe not bored, but he is loathing of the careful connections which the community is making for everybody around him. And this is how I'm going to sort of be acting out Jonas. Keep in watch for the play.